Hi, it's Terry Gaines. I'm going to give you some assembly tips on this fun fold buckle card. It's a fun fold card with a little addition. It's got an opening that the front flap fits into like a buckle, and it's super easy to make. Let's get started. You need a base card base that is 4 1/4 by 8 3/4, scored at 5 1/2. And on the front panel, the fold would be on the left side. The front panel, you have your designer series paper adhered to it, which is 3 by 4. The adhesive is just around the outside edge of the designer series paper because we're going to bring this classic label punch in, and we really don't want any adhesive in the center. And we're going to line up the edge of the punch to the edge of the designer series paper, placing it all the way down to the edge of the punch. Punch that out, slide it over to this side, line up to the designer series paper, and there we've created the correct opening for this card. The additional pieces of cardstock, we need a color number 1 that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, a color number 2, which is 3 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And on the inside will be a piece of Whisper White cardstock that is 2 3/4 by 4. And then on the outside, what I've done is ran this through the subtle folder using the Big Shot just to get some texture on here. The image I'm going to use is from Southern Serenade stamp set, and it is a bold image for the greeting. So what I'm going to do is just tap, tap, tap into the ink pad here to get a good coverage. And because it's a bold image, if I place down on my cardstock, put some good pressure, just give it a few seconds to absorb into the paper, I can get a nice image. If this was a fine line image, you'd want to stamp the cardstock first, then let it dry, and then run it through the folder. And then this piece is going to be adhered to the top with the fold on the right and the greeting in the bottom corner. Just to save some time, I've got that all assembled. So it's just assembling like so. Then what we'll do, or I'll do, is I'll take and put adhesive on the back. And I'm using the Stampin' Up! Snail adhesive. It's a permanent adhesive. And the fold is here. What I'm going to do is center this right on the card base. So if I look at this in equal spacing on all sides, place that down, then what I can do is take this top panel, goes right into the buckle, and then you can embellish. So make sure it's closed like this before you embellish. To embellish, I've used the framelits that coordinate with the painted season and stamped the pine cones in soft suede on scratch paper, or scrap paper. It's the Whisper White cardstock. And then what I have is the 1/4 inch copper trim, which you tie a single knot and then just pull it apart a little bit. Take a mini glue dot and place that down. Just grab the paper snips here to peel that off. And that's how I've embellished this first card. So if you found my video via YouTube, go to the comments section to the direct link to my blog post at createwithterry.com, and you will find all the colors and dimensions for all these 4 cards, and a PDF you can download, a direct link to my Stampin' Up! Store to purchase the supplies. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed creating this project with me.